What is good, Foundation Nation? We're out here with a review of the new Discmania Mutant. This is a new disc to their lineup. It's actually been released a few times, like in limited quantities, but the stock one's finally coming. It's a mid-range, supposedly very overstable. Hand feel, it feels great. The disc shape is unlike one I've ever seen. So I don't know if you can see the middle of the disc. You can kind of see like the secondary tier in the middle, where the middle is actually a little bit thicker almost than the outside. But then what's really fascinating is this rim shape, where a normal mid is like rounded. This one's almost in like steps. Like it's not rounded, it just goes like flat and then like I don't know how to describe it. Hopefully it's coming across on camera. Probably not. But it's just like in steps. So it's not rounded. It's just like this, then this, then this, then this, versus being like that. I think that one, that described it. But haven't thrown it yet. We do have a little bit of wind out here. It's a little bit of a head left to right, but these are supposed to be very overstable. So we'll see how it handles it out here. Let's go ahead and throw. All right, a little bit of a grip lock, but that was the hyzer angle I was trying to throw it on. Very overstable on hyzer. Definitely interested to see how it reacts flat and hyzer. I did get some pop with it, but yeah, I mean, it started on hyzer and it was one of those discs that by the time it hit the ground, it was vertical. So very interested to see the hyzer line, the flat line, and especially the forehand line. I kind of like the feel of it forehand. Trevor says he thinks it's a little bit too deep for his preference forehand, but I'm very interested when we're throwing back hyzer and then some forehand and stuff like that to see how this disc handles. But initial reaction, not a lot of glide, not a lot of distance, got straight to the ground, which is about what you'd expect with this disc. All right, so now we're going to try the Mutant on a backhand flat. I'll see how that goes, and then I'll throw it on hyzer, see how it comes out, and then we'll finish out the review with the forehand before I give you my final thoughts. But yeah, we'll see what it does when it's thrown flat.
They've been like the flattest I've ever seen you throw a disc.
Yeah, first off, let's just all acknowledge I actually threw one pretty much flat for once. Side note, I mean, that thing is basically a mid-range tilt, I feel like. Maybe not that drastically overstable, but the same idea. Like, when I throw this on hyzer, I feel like we're going to get the exact same flight we just saw, where it goes straight 200 feet and then just gets down to the left. It feels similar flight-wise. Like, if I had to compare it directly to a disc that I've thrown previously to, like, a very overstable... We'll go like with a Justice or a A1, maybe somewhere in that slot, but a hair faster. But it feels very similar to a disc like that, flight-wise. Feel-wise, it doesn't feel like any disc I've ever felt before. But flight-wise, it kind of feels like that's how it's flying, if that makes any sense. Probably shouldn't be using the word feel there, but I did. Deal with it. But yeah, very, very overstable. I expect a similar result hyzer and a similar result forehand. I think you kind of know what to expect with this disc. All right, the wind is really picking up. As you can probably tell there, it's a pretty stiff headwind now, which I think is a great test for how overstable it's going to be. I'm still going to put it on hyzer into this headwind. So if this has any ounce of not wanting to come out, this is going to be the time it doesn't. But keep in mind, it is a pretty strong headwind.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the headwind's a joke to this disc. I mean, I don't even know what it would fly like without a headwind, because I don't know how it could have come out of hyzer much faster than that. But I mean, I put it on a decent bit of Annie. It was a pretty true test to the hyzer, and it immediately got to flat and got all the way to hyzer. It's exactly what it's claiming to do. Very overstable utility mid-range. We'll throw it on a forehand. I'll probably chop it over on some forehand Annie and see what it does, but I think we all know what it's going to do. All right, we're going to put the Mutant on a little forehand, a lot of Annie, probably like here-ish, and see what it's capable of, see what it does. I'm assuming it's going to just immediately go like that, but we'll see. I'm going to try to really just get on it. My goal is I'm going to put it on a little bit of height, but my goal is to throw it on an angle that like my Firebird would roll on and see if I can get it to roll and just see what happens. Didn't do that.
That was a bunch of cap.
All right, here's the thing, right? I have a very flippy Firebird. No. I didn't put it on nearly enough Annie to do what I was trying to do, but I put it on Annie. I did throw it kind of hard, and it did still come out very fast. So you get the idea. I don't think I need to rethrow any of these shots because this disc is exactly what you expect it to be. An extremely overstable utility 5-speed. The only points, I mean, it does exactly what you expect it to do. It feels a little bit weird, but just because of like the blocky steps in the design. That's my only negative against it. It's very overstable. I think it'll be able to handle whatever wind, wherever you live. I don't see a wind touching this disc. I think it's going to be great forehand, great backhand, whatever you want to do, and it's exactly what's designed. Only thing is, it's not something we haven't seen before. The design of the disc, the shape of the disc is something I haven't seen before. But as far as like what the disc does, we have the Justice, we have the drone, we have the A1, we have the A2. You can keep going down the list. It's very similar to all of those discs, maybe a hair faster. So nothing revolutionary. I'm going to settle in at an 8.2 for the Foundation certified score. It's a good disc, absolutely nothing wrong with it. So we give it a solid score, but it's not going to break through at 8.5 or anything like that, which is reserved for those discs that bring something a little more unique to the table. So there you have it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review. Be sure to check them out as soon as they're available over at foundationdiscs.com.